This is my world right here. Like, this has all been fun and games, but this is my world. This is when I get into my element. This is when I have fun. And that's what I want to do today. I want to get together. We're going to shut some doors here. We're going to get serious. Because they're all just really loud. You guys are locked out. Just kidding. Okay. Let's talk social media. Let's talk attention. I want some confessions. You ready? Front and center. That's all you got. Or that side. Okay, I want a confession from you. Are we ready? And you have to be brutally honest with me. Is Eric in the room? Okay, good, he's not here. How many of you in the last session opened up your phone and looked on a social media resource of some point? Facebook, raise them high, come on. Facebook, Instagram, checked your email, checked the text message, raise your hands high. I love it. I love it. Why? Because guess who had your attention? Not the speaker. Come on now. I'm sure he did. Well, come on. I'll be kind to him, right? He had your attention to some extent.
8 seconds.
8 seconds. Do you know what the average attention span of a person in the United States of America is today? 7.
That's 1 second less since we left.
Is it 8 now? Huh? Well, 1 second left. Do you know what a goldfish's attention span is? 9 seconds. Everybody's like confessing. You guys already know this. You're taking my punchline.
You must have been checking your social media.
I was checking my social media while he was presenting about this. For crying out loud. I wish I could say that. I was actually running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I've never even seen it. Does that even make sense? Like running around like a chicken with your head? What does that mean? Does anybody ever cut their head off? They do run around? Yeah? Wow. Okay. All right.
It's ugly. Still gross.
Are you saying I'm ugly, Kathy?
No, I'm just saying that the process.
Okay, all right. All right, let me ask you another question. If you have watched a live commercial in the last week, raise your hand. Live, like instead of recorded, like an actual live commercial on TV. Of course my dad has. He's a Fox News junkie, right? He just has that running all day long. I think he watches it for the commercial. Come on, raise your hands. Like, are we asleep on TV? Turn the TV on, and you're actually watching a show, and you actually watch the commercial. Oh, we can do better than that. Come on, Jeff. Right? Actually watch the commercial. Okay, what was the commercial about? Interesting. Huh? The new iPhone. Okay? Let me ask you another question. Wait, raise your hand one more time if you actually watched a live commercial this last week on TV. Hold them up there. Come on, look around.
Only because football's back up.
Yeah.
All right. Excluding sporting events and the Super Bowl that's coming up. All right, so there's more in here than I expected.
Well, exclude sporting events? Ask the question.
No, I can't exclude sporting events because that's probably the only reason we watched a commercial, right? Okay, that didn't work as well as I thought it was going to work. All right, let's try another question. How many of you honestly record the shows you like to watch on TV? Raise your hands really high. Higher, come on, people. Okay, how many of you actually watch them live when they're broadcast? Hold on. Look around.
Like TV shows are still sporting events.
TV shows. Sporting events, you can record and watch them later. Now watch this. How many of you do not even have cable or satellite TV in your house right now?
YouTube TV.
What? Are you kidding me? Oh, I don't either. Hey, how about, let's do another one. How many of you pay for Netflix right now? Raise my. What do you think the TV people are thinking right now? What in the crap just happened? Where did the attention of my consumers go? Do you think they're thinking that? I went to an event this year in February in San Diego. Shit, I thought I remember Dave was there. I was bunked up with him. Trafficking conversion. They said in the next 24 months there will be a $70 billion with a B dollar shift from traditional media to social and digital media advertising dollars. You believe it? Why? That's where we go. Where's your attention? Another question. How many of you remember the last billboard that you saw today? Raise your hands. What did you see, Brady?
Air supply.
Everybody saw that. Wow! Wait, who did? What company was
It
it?
was the convention. It was for air supply demand.
Amazing. They're doing something right. Big shout out, right? Big shout out. Yeah, right? It works. Traditional media works. As I was walking in, Sean's like, "You're going to say traditional media works?" I've been pushing against him for years. Like, come on, man. We don't need billboards anymore. We don't need road signs. Come on. You got social media. Here's the real question. How many of you, honestly, are excited about the new law that was passed in the state of Idaho? Which new law? The one where you can't be on your cell phone when you're driving, you're going to get a ticket. Raise your hands. Raise your hands high. Okay? How many of you are violators of that right now? You're all screwed! Can I say that? Whoops. I just said that. All right. I think I made my point. The attention of consumers in today's market is changing, right? It's just changing. It's gone from, let's go watch TV, and if you're a Fox News junkie like my dad, you'll get the commercials, right? To, let's just watch it on our own time. Let's do it whenever we want it. I thought when my wife and I moved into a new house last year, well, it wasn't quite last year, almost a year ago, we didn't connect our satellite back up. I was like, I'm going to die. I love sports. And then I realized that I could stream it on my computer, connect it to my TV, and it was there. It's like ESPN.com live? Are you kidding me? This is amazing. Think about Blockbuster. What happened to Blockbuster? Netflix, right? I don't think it was just Netflix. It was Redbox, I think, at the time. How fast can your business change if you get your product and information in front of people where they are? Can it change? Let me ask you this question. How many of you right now are running Facebook ads for your business? How many of you are spending more than $5,000 a month on Facebook ads right now? 2,000. 1,000. $10. You guys are just a bunch of Facebook boosters, right? Hey, if you boost this post, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get in front of like another 5,000 people, right? The reality is they just bait and switch you. They're going to give you a little bit of love and say, this is how many people you got it in front of. And then you're like, that was kind of cool. I just got a message in front of this many people. You ever heard of the word leverage? That's what digital media is all about today, right? Leveraging your message and getting it in front of more people more quickly and a platform where they're paying attention. How many of you would like to get your business in front of more people more quickly where they're paying attention? Come on, raise them high. All right. I'm done. They're scared. Hey, where are my salespeople at? Oh, here we are. Just kidding. No, the reality is we just live in an ever-changing world where you as a business owner can leverage a product that's measurable, more measurable than it's ever been, to get your message in front of the right people. How many of you, let me ask this question. How many of you are paying for like a pay-per-click advertising campaign on Google? Right? Yeah, or have in the past. Okay? Wow. Where's my, see this, Nate? Look at all these people. No one's spending money on Google pay-per-click right now. Why? What do you think? It's too expensive, right? How many of you have spent money in the past on pay-per-click advertising? And how many of you felt like, oh man, that's really expensive right now? It's like $3 a click or $25 a click. You're like, is this really worth it? Depends on the month. Right? It does. want to take a step back because I want to put you right now in a time frame of Google in 2006 and 7. Nate, what was happening with Google in 2006 and 7? Pay-per-click advertising 2006 and 7. That's when you made your heyday, right?
That's right.
What happened?
Just started.
Do you have a mic? Sorry, Nate. I didn't mean to pull you into this, but I'm going to pull you into this anyway.
All right.
Tell us what happened.
It just
2006 and
started
7.
their pay-per-click.
Okay, so what was the cost per click? For, let's say, for instance, to capture a new client for, tell me a business, a vertical you're working with. Name it. You had like 500, right?
Yeah. Dentist.
Dentist, okay, so dentist, cost per click for a dentist in 2006 on Google was what?
Maybe like $1.
$1. What is it today?
Maybe like 12.
$12. 12 times more today. We live right now where Google was in 2006. Meaning, your cost to get in front of the people you're trying to get in front of is cheaper than it's ever been. You know the problem? How many of you are spending more than $2,000 on ads right now? You're stuck. Like, how else are you going to get your message in front of the right people? Just asking a question. Or do you really want to get your message in front of the right people? Viral video. Yeah. Because everybody wants to go viral.
With a cat.
With a cat. You know, it's funny, Nate and I worked together with a client out of St. George, and that client was like, we created this amazing video, and it's going to go viral. And Nate and I looked at it and we're like, oh no.
It was cute.
It was cute, but that's about it. And it went viral because we paid for it to go viral. And then we asked, how many people did you actually have call because of this video? What did they say?
6.
Well, that's a classified 6, right?
Yes. Sorry.
How many actual calls came from that?
Probably none.
Probably none. Why? Well, because nothing really goes viral unless everyone else makes it go viral. We can't dictate whether something's going to go viral or not, right? So, attention. Where is the attention of consumers today? It's on your mobile devices. I'm looking to see who's on the mobile device right now so I can pick on you. He looks up. It's all good. I know. I do it all the time. My wife's like, are you on the phone yet? Have you ever gone to a restaurant and you have a couple sitting right across the table from each other and they're both on their phone for crying out loud? Like, you like each other? Are you texting each other? Hey, let's Facebook message each other right here. We're sitting here, right? What'd you say?
I'm asking her what she wants to eat.
Yeah, right? Kathy Buxton's over there just checking in. Carrie's over going, hey, what do you want to order? Oh, hold on a minute. I got to finish this text message. Well, let's take a selfie. Right? It's attention. It's the game right now is all about day trading attention. I brought a good friend with me today. His name's Gary Vaynerchuk, and if any of you know him or have heard of him, I love listening to this guy. Now, I've edited the content just for you. He likes to drop F-bombs. He likes to say swear words, but I've cut it all out. I don't like that part of it per se, especially when my kids are in the car. Sometimes it's playing a podcast, and I'm like, oh, whoops. I brought him here with us today, about a 6-minute clip. I want you just to listen and hear what he has to say. Here we go.
To me, this is the most fascinating thing that's happening right now in our society, is that attention has never been more changing, has never been harder to grasp. I think for a lot of us that have been in business for a long time, it's very difficult to grab the current changing landscape of attention at the speed at which it changes. I spend 8, 10, 12, 15 hours a day trying to audit and understand attention, and even for me, there's so many things still happening that I haven't been able to completely grab my hands on. We are talking about a very different world than our grandparents and parents grew up on as businessmen and women, and more importantly, as marketers and executors, and most importantly, as actual practitioners of the craft. I think the thing that fascinates me the most is how many people in here, I mean, to me, when I think about how many of you flew to be here or are here to see me speak, we, including myself, we're so much further ahead in understanding these things because of our interest in it, regardless of your success at this point in it. If you're sitting in this conference, your intuition or curiosity or execution around the modern day attention graph and the opportunities within it is so much further accelerated than the 99%. And to me, that's super interesting to me, that we have such an incredible opportunity in front of us to trade on this opportunity. And so my question becomes, how much of what you believe and know about this moment is around you reading or consuming content, and how much of it is that you're actually executing within it? If I can do anything to start this keynote off with, if I can leave with anything, if I can impact you in any shape or form to have one action item, it would be for you to start doing more of the thing. Let me explain. There's a lot of people in this room who understand the concept of KOLs or Facebook ads, but yet I don't think enough are actually executing within those environments. Think about the way I think about it. I talk about day trading attention. And when you talk about day trading attention, I'm not a Wall Street guy, I'm not a capitals guy, but I understand the difference between day trading and putting something into a mutual fund and watching it grow, right? There's a very different speed, there's a very different understanding, and that's how I think about it. You know, my sign now says day trading attention. A year ago, it used to say marketing in the year that we live in. Why did I change it from marketing in the year that we live in to day trading attention? It was because I realized everything we're about to talk about is happening even faster, that even if you believe in something for that year, within that year, it's changing too much. Influencer marketing and Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Line and WeChat, this stuff is changing too fast, and we are not keeping up with the subtle features, because if you really understand this, like, this is a never-ending game of attention, distribution, and arbitrage. And so I think the biggest thing that you need to understand is the best product will always win if people know about it. Please understand the following. This is a golden era of marketing for one simple reason. The places where our attention and our consumers' attention are now driven by marketplace bidding dynamics, not by writing an upfront check to get the ads. Please understand this. Please understand that the biggest difference for us as communicators is we don't need millions of dollars to do television and print and outdoor and direct mail to hit mass. We are trading on marketplaces. Google, Facebook, Snapchat, these are biddable marketplaces. The reason this is the best time is because those marketplaces are underpriced. Those marketplaces are underpriced right now because the biggest companies in the world are not spending enough money on them. You have to understand, when there's a come to Jesus moment and the biggest brands in the world properly spend in everything that I talk about, everything I talk about becomes null and void. When you have to spend $48 CPMs to get in front of potentially 1,000 people in a feed instead of $7, the mathematics don't work out as nice for why I'm so excited. When influencers and KOLs start charging the proper price for their product placement and endorsement, it won't be as fun of an opportunity. Every single person in this conference is going to regret not spending more money on Facebook and Instagram. Every single person in this I'm talking, by the way, I know some of you have a B2B SaaS business that you haven't been able to figure out how to do Facebook ads, but I know tons of B2B SaaS businesses that are selling top of the funnel and conversion-based sales every day on Facebook at scale because they're trying harder than you to figure out the creative that is the variable of success. Please understand that the creative is the absolute variable of success. That it may be the word or the picture or the video that hasn't let you be successful in Facebook, not Facebook.
That's it. I was wondering if he was going to go on as well. Like, hey, keep going. That was really good. I should have just invited him to come to this event instead of me, crying out loud. What do you think? Let's talk. Let's just talk. Let's have an open dialogue. What do you think? You buy it? Go ahead. Ask the question so everybody can hear.
Okay, so when he mentioned the creative,
Mm-hmm.
my mind went to, okay, it's not all about where the picture or the verbiage, it's just doing it. Is that what he's saying?
Both. It's doing something, but it's the right content distributed through the right platform at the right time to make the right connection. So figure that one out, right? No, it's a hard game. And I'll tell you, let me give you a quick little tip. Facebook Live video right now in business converts 4 times higher than any other creative. How many of you are running Facebook Live video for your business right now? Okay, we've got one or a couple. Okay? Okay, good. That's great. Facebook Live video content. You know that scary thing when you push a button and you hold up your camera and you're like, I don't want to get in front of the camera, but you're the only one in front of the camera? And then people start jumping on you, like, uh-oh. There's 3 people watching. I better turn this off now because I'm in front of someone. You're your own news media station. Why not do it? We have a salon owner here. Like, the best business for crying out loud to do Facebook video content. Do you do it? So do it. Easy enough. You want to double your business this year? You want to double your business this year? Do it. You guys want to double the size of your business this year? I'm not guaranteeing it, of course. But if you want to have a lot more success in your business in 2019 than you did in 2018, engage in video content. Because guess what? It's all about telling a story. How many of you really like to watch a video on Facebook that's a friend of yours that just jumped on, is like talking a little bit about their life or some success that they had, things like that? Raise your hand. Okay? Okay, so maybe you don't like it, but you just do it. How many of you really like that? Professionally put together, really nice video ad on Facebook? Raise your hand. Yeah, sometimes, right? If the context is right.
This is a naive question.
Yeah, go ahead.
But can you run a Facebook? So my audience is not my friends on Facebook.
Okay.
So can you run Facebook Live in an ad context that's reaching the people, the demographic you want to reach?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can choose the people you want to get your ad product in front of, run Facebook ads on it, and get it right in front of them. Facebook Live content. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. There was another question. Go ahead. Did you have another question?
No, I'm just going to say that.
I've got a runner. This is amazing. Okay, go ahead. Is your question gone now? Did you forget it? I do that all the time.
Well, I was just gonna say that when you do those Facebook ads, it's not about being professional, it's about being authentic.
Isn't that
Because
crazy?
people don't really care about the professional, they want to connect with the authentic person.
Say that again. Wait, hold on. Give that back to me for a second. No, give it back to me. Come on. Say that again. I want you to say that again.
People don't want to connect with the professional person, they want to connect with the authentic person.
You're exactly right. It's got authenticity, right? Go ahead.
Last night I did a live video at 2 a.m. when I finished month-end inventory. I was drinking Mountain Dew. It was on our Instagram page and it was like 10 seconds and I just shut it off. But people were tuning in at 2 in the morning, watching me telling them that I was drinking Mountain Dew. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you waiting?
Late
Just
night
go to
television.
bed.
We got a new. What are some of the late night? I even forgot who the late night TV hosts are. Jay Leno, the new Jay Leno right here. But it's the Jay Leno to his friends because they want to pay attention to him. Right? They're not going to go watch Jay Leno, but they're going to watch their buddy sitting back and do it at 2 o'clock in the morning because he just finished his month-end inventory, right? What other questions do we have? Let's talk. Yeah, go ahead.
I agree with the authenticity thing, and yet The biggest turnoff is people who get in front of the camera and they just sit there and they say a whole lot of nothing. They say, and they're reading like they're the people who are there, and they say, "Oh, haha, that's funny. Oh, I'm glad to see you there." And you know, don't do that. There is a proper, be authentic, but there is still a professional, proper way of doing it because
there's a structure.
Yeah.
There's a structure, and if you guys want the 7 tips for running a good Facebook Live video, I'm going to send them to you. Just kidding. He was asking about that the other day. You can send me an email, I'll send it to you. I've got a whole guide that you can use to just say, okay, what do I do first? What do I do next? So on and so forth. I studied a lot of people doing Facebook Live video because I've done a lot of Facebook Live video. You know what's crazy? I don't know why I went away from it, but there was a time literally where 92% of our business came from people who said, hey, I know you do Facebook ads, can you help me out? 92% of my business, I got in front of people for free. I didn't pay anything for ads at the time. And they're like, hey, what your business? I can tell you know what you're doing. Okay, there's another question, go ahead.
So I had a quick question. When someone starts a live video, they'll say, we're going to wait for a few minutes to see how many people jump on. I jump off.
Oh, yeah.
When they do that.
Yeah.
So at what point would you say is too long before you really start? Okay.
Don't wait. As a matter of fact, when you start a Facebook Live video, start with, hey, I'm really glad you're jumping on to watch the replay.
Okay.
Because that's when they're going to come on. You're going to maybe get 5 to 10% of the people that are watching it live, and the rest of them are going to watch it later on their own time. I mean, we talked about that, right? You're not going to watch a live commercial for crying out loud unless you're Casey, or my dad who loves Fox News, right? Okay?
So
Did I answer your question?
Yes. And how long would you recommend that you cut it off? So if you go back and rewatch it later, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
The best conversion time that I found is about 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay? Sometimes people go 15 minutes. The algorithms inside of Facebook want to know that people are engaging with you. Let me give you another hack. If you're putting content on social media, do long form text. The craziest thing, long form text, meaning the text itself with your post is long. Some people like to read, some people like to listen, some people like to read captions. So 84% of content right now on social media is consumed without audio. Right? Because you're sitting at work and you're like, I know I shouldn't be on this right now, but I'm on it anyway. Got my attention. Right? So just think about that. I hope my employees aren't doing that. She's totally guilty. Did you just see this? I bet we're probably in the middle of a meeting. She's like, crying out loud. Confessional right here. We're really in a confessional right now. Okay? Okay? Yeah, dude, Facebook Live content, they're having long form text. As a matter of fact, all Facebook wants to know is if you can get people to engage with you. Because if you do, guess what? They're going to give you more organic reach. There's this interesting dynamic between paid reach and organic reach, okay? Organic reach is the sheer fact that I can get it out into front of this many people for free. Facebook said, about 4 years ago, they said, They were giving you 40 to 50% organic reach. It was a total bait and switch. I loved it. I started a business for crying out loud when they changed the algorithm. Because they said businesses, you no longer can get in front of people unless you pay. And I saw that and I'm like, well, the attention's still here. If someone's going to pay for it, then I'm going to start a business to capture that. Along with the other 5,784 other 25-year-olds. That everybody thinks they're a hacker who can run Facebook ads. Good luck for crying out loud. It's probably one of the most complex advertising products out there. You know, you put together a Facebook ad set, it takes there's like 15 different ways to run an ad. There's like 30 different ways that you can create a different thumbnail, you can do different text, you can split test all these different things. To run a billboard ad, how hard is that for crying out loud? Just hire somebody and say, hey, can you make a pretty picture right up here and make sure people pay attention to the hose? Is that what you said it was? Air hose? Wow, oh, that's a band, isn't it? Who told me that? Where's the Am I dating myself right now? I'm showing you how tired I really am right now. Woo! Wow. Nate, can you come up here? I'm done. I've already lost all credibility in this room now, so I don't know who Air Supply is.
Suggestion, I'm going to get you some tickets so you can learn.
Hey, would you please, did you see that? I just totally bait and switched her right there. She just gave me tickets. For free.
I hope it's to air codes,
Right?
not air
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. I got you. Totally embarrassing. You see what just happened there? Totally embarrassing. Oh, my gosh. Now let's talk about, how much time do I have? Where's my 5 minutes? Do I have 5 minutes? More than 5 minutes? Yes. Let's talk about the customer journey. This is my ultimate favorite thing to talk about. How do you know where your customers are in the buying cycle? How do you know? In traditional media, how do you know? Jeremy's sneaking as like, I'm totally out of here, guys. This guy's going to start going off, and I don't want to hear this. I'm out.
Oh, let's hear it.
Thank you. You're cheering for me in there as well? This is great. No, Jeremy and I, it's amazing because the traditional media arm is such a powerful, impactful part of the actual buying cycle. We were talking about this just the other day, Jeremy. I don't remember how long ago it was, but we're like, if you do digital, traditional, or if you do traditional media, you bring them to your landing page on your website. I throw a little tracking pixel on them. I'm going to remarket to them inside of Facebook, and we just capture that whole cycle. We're going to follow these people forever. You come to my website, you're in trouble. You want to know why? So I'm just going to keep marketing to you over and over again. You just express interest in me, and hey, we're friends now. I know it takes 30 to 50 touch points to get you to buy something from me. So everybody go to Strategic Social Partner System. But right, that's what it's all about. There's so many cool things that you can do to follow people on your customer journey. Let's talk about the top part of this big funnel, right? What do we need to do in order to build trust with people? We have to first and foremost get our name out there. Brand recognition, we talked about that earlier today. But once you have their attention, to some extent, they know who Mr. Weedman is. I swear, he sends like these 10-year-olds to drop flyers every year. And they do an amazing job. Why? Because he has great brand recognition. I am guilty of going to his website. That's the top part of the funnel. You can do traditional media, you can do social media, get people to your page, but then track them wherever they go. This guy right here, he's brilliant at leveraging Google products to track them as well. Right? Just follow people and then engage with them. Do some Facebook Live content. Run it as a remarketing ad because guess what? Once you have their brand, or once you have brand recognition with them, what do you have to do next? We're not going to the sale anymore, my friends. It's what traditional media has asked for many years is, let's get their attention. Let's tell you, buy right now, and come and let's close the deal. How many people actually buy that stuff anymore? No? Jeremy and I, we work together, and he's like, no, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to build value. We're going to tell story. We're going to build authenticity. And then we're going to get to that next step in the funnel. Well, what's that? Give them some education. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, give them something for value for free.
Give them something for value for free. Give them some education. Educate them on why in the world you would use Weedman. But don't sell your products to them. Give them something of value. Who's your target demographic? Homeowners, right? What if you gave them 5 tips to do it themselves? No. Really? You know what they're going to do? They're going to burn up their lawn and they're going to call you. I'm guilty. I've done it. Right? We all think we're the DIYers, right? Because we have YouTube, for crying out loud. How many of you used YouTube and screwed something up totally horribly?
Right.
Yeah? See? Yeah, we all have. And guess what happens? Guess who you call? The person that just gave you the directions of how to do it. How many of you opened up the directions in a dryer and like, dang it, those engineers, I'm an engineer by the way, those engineers didn't know how to write it so I could understand it, so I need to call someone. And Mr. Weedman just gave him exactly what he needed to do it himself, but they totally figured out that it was longer and harder. I mean, your business is not that easy. Otherwise, everybody would do it. So share everything. Don't hide secrets, for crying out loud. We talk authenticity. Be authentic. Give them everything. Because guess how many people are going to actually execute on it? 1 to 3%. Guess what everybody else is going to look at you as? The expert. Boom. There it is. There's the secret. Go do it. Like, become the expert. Do you know what an expert is, right, in today's environment? Just someone that knows, if you're an expert, you just know one more thing than the person next to you. This whole 10,000 hours of becoming a masterful, crafty expert at something. You watched YouTube lately? I mean, they're not experts per se, but they know one thing more, and you just taught them something, so now you have their attention. Right? Okay, go ahead. Nate, I'll get you, I promise. Go ahead. Hold on. Give me a mic. Sarah's too quiet.
I was listening to a podcast this morning, Brendan Burchard, and
Amazing
he
guy.
was talking about experts are experts because they're always learning. They're not just an expert on one thing. If you're an expert on something, it's because you're always trying to learn more things.
Yeah.
You're also a student.
Okay, so I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna challenge you in the next 6 months to give everything you know about your business to everybody else. See what happens. You'll be surprised. It'll change the dynamic of your business. I did. I taught everybody how to run Facebook ads. And you know what they did? They ran Facebook ads, they didn't get the results, said, hey, can you help me run Facebook ads? I'm like, I'll teach you more. Who else can I teach, right? Who else can I give information for? This guy stands on stage across the nation. He gets paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for an hour presentation to give you everything. Because he knows nobody's going to do it, for crying out loud. He knows that maybe 1 or 2 people will do something and it'll change the nature of their business. I started my business because of this guy. He said, go do it. Gary Vaynerchuk. He said, go do it, and guess what I did? I was that one guy. And I did it, and I did it over and over and over again, and I would build an amazing agency. I have amazing people that work for me every single day. Well, I wish it was every day. I don't know when they're working, for crying out loud. They work all over the country. I've got 16 people, and they're all spread out. Even my CEO, for crying out loud, is on the East Coast right now. 50 states in 50 weeks, I'll tell you. I love it. I love it, but you know what? It's a whole different environment. We live in a market today that's totally different.
But you pay them to be on social media.
But I pay them, what? I pay them to learn social media, right? And I pay them to be, I do pay them to be on social media. Hey, what happened with this? What, anyway. Yeah. Hey, listen, we live in a totally different market. Belly to belly is extremely important. Use social media, leverage. Did you give me my 5-minute timer? Oh, okay. I'm really, for some reason, I'm totally neurotic about time at this event. I really respect your time, and I don't want to go over. So, be that business that gives everything away, Mr. Weedman. Tell me your first name. Heath. Be that business that gives everything away. Who's doing it?
Who's giving it away?
Who's giving away everything about lawn care right now?
Scott's Lawn Care.
Okay. They're giving it all away, right? And what's happened to their business? Have you looked?
They got sold to Tribune.
Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal, right? The owners of Scott's probably walked away pretty well from that. Right? Like, I kid you not, just do it. Like, I know you're thinking, well, this guy's just a quack. But just do it and see what happens to your business. Do it and see what happens to your business. I'm challenging you, like, do one thing. Do one thing different this year than you're doing, this year, from now on, that you didn't do on social media last time. Maybe it's just a matter of posting on your Facebook page. Even though the organic reach is totally dead, the algorithm says, listen, if you're putting content consistently, then we're going to start giving you more organic reach. Do something. Go ahead.
One of the most important things, I think, is to have that interaction, because the more interaction you have with
That's right.
people on that post, the more people are going to see that.
Engagement.
So, engagement is super important, not just putting stuff out there.
You want to know how I say that? Content is king, engagement is queen, and honey, who rules the house?
The queen.
I lose every time, right? Doesn't matter what, my beautiful wife wins every single time. I could be a great content creator, but if I'm not going to engage with the people that are commenting, guess how they're feeling? It's like have you ever had that experience where you're text messaging someone and your kid comes up like, Daddy, I got to tell you something. Hold on a minute. I mean, they feel abandoned, right? So if people are going to engage with you, engage back. Like, it's a relationship. Build a relationship. How many of you connected with me first through social media? I'm just curious. Okay, a few of you, not very many.
Not really connected.
Yeah.
I saw the live
I saw the live video.
and Echo, and that's
Yeah.
how I learned about
Yeah, learn about this, right? Some of you are still not connected, so I'd love to connect with you. But how many of you have connected with someone online that's become a literal true friend? Right? What happened to the rest of you? You guys just not on social media or what? You're the lurkers, right? You just watch everything, you put the like button here and there, and you say, oh, that was cool, right? You comment once or twice. Don't be a lurker, engage. People don't care how much you know unless they don't know what you care. So care. I know you think that commenting, like Carrie Buxton's great at this. Instead of just clicking and like make a comment. Let them know that you're there. Because they want, obviously they want some attention. They're not getting it from their spouse, and their spouse is across looking on Facebook as well. Or on Instagram. Right? So give them the attention that they want, for crying out loud. Okay? I need to come back to you. Did you have something you still want to say? It's not. Okay, good. I mean, everything is important that you say, Nate. Engage. What? Okay, so engage, right? Content is king, engagement is queen, and the queen. Good job, Alan. You learned something from me today. I'm sure it's something you already knew, though, right? Okay? So engage. I'm asking you to engage. I'm asking you to do something more with social media. 2019, double your Facebook ad budget. Just do it. Run twice as many, 3 times as many, 10 times as many dollars in ads that you've ever run before. Watch what happens. You can target people, for crying out loud. Right? We've been working with Sean for quite a few years now. We take these corn mazes all over the country and we say, here's the corn maze, 60-mile radius, let's spend $15,000 in ads in 2 months. And you know what happens? In the last 3 years, we've helped the business almost double their revenue in 3 years. Over a 2-month period, or 1.5, or 8 weeks, or whatever it is. Just do it. Just do it. And people are waiting for you to get your content in front of them. They're there. You're there. They're there. Right? How many of you have bought something off of a Facebook ad before? Last night. Right? Did you see? Wait, do that again. Raise your hands. How many of you bought something off of a Facebook ad? Look around. How many of you are not running ads for your business right now? Guess who's winning? Those people that are spending money on Facebook ads, because half of the room has bought something off of a Facebook ad. Have I proven my point yet? Just do it, okay? Will you commit to me that your take home from my session, and next year, November the 7th and 8th, when we come back to this exact location, book it for me, please. Come back to this location and do this again. I want to know the results of what we just did in the last year. Come back first. If you've enjoyed the event, come back and join us again. But come back and tell me what's happened to your business. If you will do it, if you will execute on those specific strategies, instead of going back to corporate and them saying, yeah, you know what, we want to run $10,000 this year on radio ads. Say, can we take 5 of that, please? And just try something different? Because guess what? Everybody else is going to do it. Guess what's going to happen when the big players come to the game? They're going to take all the attention away. Because they're going to spend $50,000 a month on Facebook ads. And there's not going to be room for you. So do it now. Do it now, capitalize on it. Fair enough? Attention is shifting continuously. Find their attention, get some good content in front of them, and then convert. Right? Make some more money this year, right? It's not all about money, I get that. But what would an extra $100,000 this year do for your business? Do it. All right, I'm done. I'm out. I'm out of time.